I appreciate everybody getting together on this last minute here. I'm going to give it till 8:31, and I'm going to crank it off, hopefully, and of course we'll last as long as the questions last. I want to make sure everybody understands exactly where we're at and where we're going with this webinar. For your clients, I think this is going to be an absolute wonderful deal for you. I'm working very hard on it. I want it to be a great success for you, to help you close up some of these deals that may be sitting on the fence, or some new people that you're wanting to get involved. And I'm going to go over the process so that you understand. I got several questions today, and I want to make sure you understand the process. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. This is very informal. I want to thank everybody for jumping on here. And at the very last minute, I think I sent the email out at 4 o'clock, and I sent out 2 or 3 in between there just to give everyone the opportunity. This is not going to take the place of our Wednesday night training. We'll still have Wednesday night training tomorrow night, and we've got some exciting things to show you. I'm going to be making some videos actually right after this training here to show you some neat things that was put in play today. And I just want you to know we're working hard to make sure you guys have the absolute best of everything you can. And one thing that we're focusing on very hard is helping you to reach out to new customers, new clients, and helping you to close these clients. I want to announce something right now that I just feel it in my heart that we probably need to do. And because I've talked to many of you, and many of you have said, hey, you know what? One of the biggest things we're having trouble with out here is education, educating our clients, our potential clients. So I don't, this is a rough structure. I'm sitting here whiteboarding it out, and I'll have it figured out here within the next 48 hours or so, maybe about tomorrow night by close of the training. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a once-a-month training for your current clients and clients that are sitting on the fence. It's going to be a training where we're not going to teach them how to use the program. We're going to teach them how to use the system and to drive clients, and I'll put that together, and we're going to make that happen, because we want to make sure two things: that our clients, the people that are paying you good money every month to use the system, is using it to their best benefit. So I will be putting that together. I haven't even talked to the guys about this. It was something as I was in there watching my wife cook supper, came across, and I thought, you know what, that's something we really need to do. It's not going to be an every week thing. It'll be a special monthly deal, totally white label, the way this webinar is going to be in 2 weeks. But it's very important that we educate everyone on how to use these systems. Plus, what a great thing for you to be able to tell your clients, hey, we're not just going to sell you something and walk away. We're going to sell you something, and we're going to continue to train you month after month after month as technology grows and the things change, and as we add new things for the clients. That way they know which direction to go, how to use this marketing platform to their best benefit, how to use the texting platform, how to use the QR codes, and the whole 9 yards. So I'll be putting that together. I'll be talking to Woodrow and Sean and Mark if there's any programming things that we're going to need. But so just know that we don't stop, that we're here to help you grow your business, because I've said it a million times, without you, there's not us. And your success, our success is your success, and we want to make sure that happens. So what are we going to be doing on the webinars? First off, and this is just a rough draft, I'm not finished with it yet, let me show you, and this is going to be uploaded, okay, in the control panel, and this is totally white label. And this is going to be done in Word format. I'll also do it in PDF. Some of you have PDF programs that you can go in and upload logos and stuff. So I'll do it both ways. I'm going to do it in Word, and I'm going to do it in PDF. And you're going to be able to put your logo and or just type your company name up here. This has nothing to do with Instant App Wizard. It's also, when I get on the call, will have absolutely nothing to do with your clients. Okay, they're not going to know that they're on there with 15 other different resellers. Okay, everybody's going to be the same. But when you pass out your flyer, you're going to be able to put your logo and or just type your company name up here. And then here again, it's going to say, we at, for example, Moby Advertising Group would like to cordially invite you to attend a special online webinar. The webinar is going to be titled, and I did this specifically for a reason, Do Not Be Left Behind. What does that tell people right there? It tells them that, hey, I need to start looking at this seriously. Mobile marketing for today's small business. I'm not going to tout Instant App Wizard. I'm not going to tout anything about any other business. I'm not going to tout any product. There's going to be nothing said about any company, okay? And this specific flyer is going to say, we are happy to announce our special guest speaker, Kerry Miller, a mobile marketing expert for small, medium business owners. Mr. Miller has thousands of hours of training to small to medium businesses all over the world, from California to New York and Australia to the UK. His depth and knowledge can change the return on your business marketing model immediately. Now, let me tell you, when they've got that bit of information, I'm not going to waste their time when they come on board telling them anything about me. They already know who's going to be the presenter, okay? So that's the information they're going to get about who I am. It's going to be on the flyer. I'm not going to tout it online. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to waste their time on telling them who I am, okay? They're already going to know that. This event is for our special invited guests only, and all registration costs will be absorbed by our company. Now, the reason I put that on there, we all know that free, most people don't do anything with free. But if they know that you're putting something out because they're your special guest, they're more apt to come, okay? I'll give you a prime example. Many times you've been invited somewhere that you really didn't want to go, but your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your best friend, your next door neighbor already bought the tickets. So you went because someone went out of their way to take money out of their pocket to invite you to that event you did not want to go to. Trust me, I go to them all the time. Yes, dear, I'll make sure I go, okay? The following dates and times are available. Now, we've done this on 2 different dates and 2 different times. We're going to do it Saturday, March the 9th at 3 o'clock, okay, and at 8 o'clock, 2 different times. Sunday, the same thing, 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. That makes it 6 o'clock on the East Coast from here. It's going to make it 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock, I'm sorry, on the West Coast, and 9 o'clock and 4 o'clock on the East Coast. So this will give them great times for them to have a good spread. 4 different events. They're going to be live. It's not going to be, the first one's going to be recorded, and then I'm going to come in and play a recording for the other. They're all going to be live, and let me tell you why. I will take live questions from these clients because they're going to want to ask questions. I don't want them to feel like they're just coming to something, going to be locked up in a box, and can't ask anything. So we're going to show them how to use the question box, and hey, if you have a question, at the end of the call, we will take questions, okay? And I told you in the email that I sent out that I'm going to use a total white label email address, URL. It's a URL that I own. isyourbusinessmobileready.com. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to attach this to a web page, okay, that's going to be completely white label that will tell them what to do. There'll be 4 different links on there, okay, for them to register. Now, this may change just a little bit, but it's not going to change much, all right? And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to put your information up here, and you're going to be able to come in here and type your company name once again, we at your company name, would like to cordially invite you to attend a special online webinar, and then put yourself up here again. That way you can brand this, okay? And you can make sure that they have all the information, all right? So that's going to be the letter. That will be uploaded tomorrow night. The isyourbusinessmobileready.com will be up and ready to go tomorrow night. Matter of fact, we're going to kind of go over this just a little bit tomorrow night. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. That's why I wanted to do it separate from the training, all right? We've had a great response. Now, in my email, I said, okay, I want 15 people to say, I will do this. I'll give you 200%, pass out 50. You've got plenty of time over the next 10 days to pass out several hundred of these. And I recommend that you do that. The reason this is not in color is because you can print them extremely cheap, okay? Even if you put a color logo up here, I highly recommend you do it in black and white. You may want to put it on a color paper or something like that. That doesn't cost any more. Just take it to your printer and tell them to print you off 100 of them. And you go in and you cordially, personally invite the managers and our owners of all the companies in your area to this webinar. Now, I'm going to tell you, if everything works out the way it looks like it's going to work out, we're probably going to have over 1,000 people on this webinar. If the excitement that you have right now and that you've had in the emails that you've sent me that said, Kerry, I am on board, I appreciate you doing this, thank you for helping us out. If you take that same excitement and go out there and invite a ton of people, I'm going to help you close some deals, okay? Now, the great thing is, and many of you that are on here right now have our webinar program. The webinar program right now has about a 10 to 12 minute video on it that covers the generalities, and it allows you to go in and give them some information and close the deal. I'm going to take these 4 webinars, and that's another reason I'm going to make sure that they're done well. Everything is all the uhs and the uhs and the oohs and all that stuff. Yes, have your current clients on there. Absolutely, no problem. Make sure, I'm going to make sure that I get all these 4 videos. I'm going to clean them all up, and I'm going to take the best of all of them, and that is going to be your new webinar. Okay, your new recorded webinar that you're going to be able to use. So we're going to take this and we're going to get it all massaged up, and we are going to give you a powerful webinar that once these people start going in and watching these webinars, they're going to just you're going to be able to walk in and they're going to know everything they need to know. You may have to answer a couple of questions, but this will be the warmest of warm call you will ever have the opportunity to go on. Now, I know because the emails came flying is, well, Kerry, how are you going to keep them from knowing who you are as far as Instant App Wizard? How are they going to not ask you to build their webs? Nothing I'm going to show them has anything to do with none of my companies whatsoever. If you've noticed up here, I've even blacked out the OneTap.mobi. Now, let me tell you what I do, and when I do these webinars that most of you have watched, you're not actually watching a live internet screenshot, except on Wednesday nights. When you come to the webinars, what I do is I cut screenshots completely out of this, okay? And even though I click on the buttons and it goes to the next thing, I fix it to where everything works simultaneously. On that night, they won't even see this OneTap.mobi webinar training up here, okay? This is a complete dummy site right here. We will not be going into this section of the control panel at all, okay? At all. So right here, they won't see any of this. The web app will be completely built out. Woodrow's going to build some nice graphics for it so that they can see a tricked up web app. It's not going to be real in depth, but it's going to have everything in it that they need, that if you went in and sold them the program, that's what you'd probably sell them anyway. So, and they're going to understand by the time the webinar is over what a QR code is. and how they need to place that QR code at their cash registers, and they need to invite all their customers to sign up. They're going to understand text messaging, that a text message is read in 90 seconds where an email is read in 90 minutes. They're going to understand the power of the marketing platform. They're going to understand the power of Twitter. They're going to also understand the power of reputation management. I'm going to go through completely of reputation management, why it's important that they hook up with the reputation management program, and what goes best with the reputation management program. Of course, text messaging. And I know that probably text messaging is probably one of the hardest things for you guys to sell. We have some that absolutely knock it out of the park and sell thousands and thousands and thousands of minutes of text messaging. And then we have some that sell the 500 program, and in 2 or 3 months they're not using it. The reason they're not using it is because they don't understand how to do that. And we're going to show them, and they're going to learn how to allow this system to help give them a return on their investment. Okay? They're going to understand if they use this program, if they use it the way we set it up, if they understand everything I'm going to go through, they're going to get a great, great, great return on investment. Okay? And that's what it's all about. So this is going to be very simple. It's going to be very, very in-depth. We will probably burn the entire hour. They may even be in there for an hour and 15 if the questions get heavy. I'm going to try to go about 50 minutes and then let the questions go. Because at about 50 minutes, people start dropping off a webinar. And I don't want them to do that with something hanging out there. I want them to be able to see everything I have to say and everything I want them to know, so that all you have to do is go back to those that you pass those flyers out to and say, hey, what do you think about the webinar? Dude, sign me up. Where have you been? Now, one of the questions that someone called and asked me today is, well, how am I going to follow up with these people? Woodrow had a great idea, okay? And if you don't have texting, I would get the 500 texting platform today. And what you need to do is when you go in and you talk to them and you give them the flyer, go ahead and have them sign up for texting for the special event. Set you up a keyword, special event or webinar or whatever you want to do, and you go in and say, hey, what I'd like to do is send you a text reminder. Okay? Could I get your cell number? That way, guess what you just done? Not only did you invite them to the webinar, but now you've got them in your database, and you can stay in touch with them. Okay? So also get their email address. That way you can email them and text them at the same time. But you want to make sure that you reach out to these folks. There is going to be no way, okay, with all the people that have said, hey, I want to do this, there's no way I'm going to be able to track who every single person's customers are. It's not going to happen. So you need to keep up with who you pass the flyers out to. You need to keep up with, and the great way to do that is through the texting and the emails. And I would probably go out with a little notepad, and everybody I gave a flyer to, I'd write down Jim Bob's Pizza, and I gave them a flyer. And then as soon as the webinar's over, 3 days later, I'm going to send out an email to every single person that registered. It's going to be a blind email. I will probably send it from isyourbusinessmobileready.com email address. Okay? Totally, they won't have anything, won't know it's us, but they'll know it came from the webinar. Why? Because that's where they signed up. Once the webinar is over, and I'm not even sure what I've got up on isyourbusinessmobileready.com right now. I think it's a splash page. And it is. It's a sales page. This is going to change tomorrow. Okay, this will not be a sales page. This is going to be your sales page for the webinar. Okay. Once the webinar is over, I will take this completely down and I will leave a blank page up here for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Now I may go in and put some subdomains or something on it so I can use that web address. But I will take this down. No one will be able to come in here and see that we're selling anything or doing anything. I use this for many different for many different things. Okay, so the actual isyourbusinessmobileready.com will be whited out. There'll be nothing there for a couple of weeks. It can stay up there for 2 or 3 weeks, just to make sure that you've had the opportunity to reach out to all of your customers. This is for you, okay? What I'm going to do is for you. I'm going to take a Saturday and a Sunday, 2 different times, and we're going to make this thing happen. And then I'm going to set up the training, and I'm going to talk with the guys on this to see when we can all put our heads together for a good training, that we're going to actually do client training. I think that's important. So that's the way the program's going to work. Total white label. They're not going to know I'm talking to Roger Pineda's or Ethan's or David Young's or Brian's or Brenda's or Tom's or anybody else's clients, okay? As far as they know, shoot, they're the only ones there. And that's the way we're going to do it, all right? So I'm going to take just a few questions. I'm not going to hold you here. I've got about 10 billion things I've got to do before the night's over. And but I wanted to lay this out and show you exactly how it's going to work. And I wanted to make sure that you understood exactly what you needed to do. All you're going to have to do is print these flyers and pass them out. And if I was you, I would pass them out by the hundreds, okay, as fast as you can. Get your kids, your grandkids, your great-great-grandkids, and everybody else out there going in and inviting these folks to this webinar. I'm going to take about, it's at 8:52, I'm going to take about 5 to 7 minutes here. Is there any questions at all? Ask them now, because trust me, I will be too busy in the next 24 hours to wait on emails to come through. If you have any questions, ask me now. Where can we get the flyer? Will there be some sort of call to action to get the client to follow up? Yes, I will be asking them to call the person that gave them the flyer, that invited them to the webinar. Okay? It's going to have to be a general call to action, because I can't say call Moby Advertising Group, but there will be a call to action at the end of the webinar. Where can you get the flyer? The flyer will be placed in your control panel. Give me 2 seconds here and I'll show you. How many of you downloaded the swipes that I put in there last week and the PDF form? Anybody? Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to come into your control panel, and you're going to come in here, resources. What I'm going to do is there will be a tab, and it will be right here above email marketing. All right, and if you'll notice, you've all asked for ad swipes. I put ad swipes in there right after the training last week, and I also put that email subject study in there also that you can download. Right here in the resource center, it's going to say webinar training. All you have to do, and I'm going to use this as an example, just come in here and click on it, and it will automatically download out to your computer. Now, there will be 2 different styles in there. There will be PDF form and there will be Word form. Okay, I use a PC, and that's what I use. So, but anyway, and you'll be able to download them just like that. And it's going to be in the Reseller Resource Center. It'll say webinar training right here, and you will click on it and download it. Any other questions? No, you're going to use, okay, let me make sure everybody understands this. This is the website that they will go to. You will not put your own email address down here, because this is what's going to happen if you do. They're going to go to a blank site. If they go to a blank site, you're in trouble. Everything will be set up on this. Only thing you need to change on this flyer is you can either put your logo or company name here, and right here. Matter of fact, I'll put that in red while I'm thinking about it. That's the only two things you need to change. How can you put QR codes on a person's website? George, you need to send that in to the help desk, buddy. This isn't a help desk question night. Hey, there you go. Woodrow's got a great idea here. Offer them a free demo app for attending. Give them something. I mean, you're fixing to give them a $35 free webinar. Give them a $35 free webinar and give them a free web app, a demo app for attending for a week. Any other questions? George, if you come to the training tomorrow night, buddy, I'll be more than happy to answer that. Any other questions? Going once. Is there a lot of people that can be on the way? Yes. As they start signing up, we will adjust the webinar. You bet, George. We will adjust the webinar by the number of people that come in. If we need to set it up for 2,000 people, we'll set it up for 2,000 people. This is your opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Woodrow says we can handle all that you can get. That is not a problem. Absolutely no problem. We're built for speed. We're like a thoroughbred racehorse, man. We're headed down the track wide open. Anybody else? You got 2 minutes, and I'm gonna call it a night and go eat and come back to work. Going once, going twice. Hey, I want to thank everybody for jumping on this tonight. I know it was quick. We had a full house. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Bye. It's absolutely wonderful that you guys care enough to take 30 minutes out of your time to do this. Can you preview the webinar? Absolutely not. Be on the webinar, and then you can preview it. You can preview it on the first webinar on the 9th at 3 o'clock. Anybody else? Yes, it is live. This is not a recorded yeah. Maybe that was the question. This isn't a recorded webinar. This is going to be a live webinar. I mean, this is, and everybody knows how live webinars go. You know, I may be really happy that day and the first one may go super good, and I may have stuck my toe on the second one and stuttered a couple of times. So, but no, I'm fit for game for this. I'm excited. Y'all's excitement has made me excited. I thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate you guys too. I won't be getting sleep for about 2 weeks here. All right, guys. I want to thank you very much. God bless. This is going to be a great opportunity for you. I will have everything up by tomorrow night after training. You'll be able to go in and download everything. Everything will be put together. The website will be ready to go. All the links will be hot. Everything will be rocking and rolling. Yes, you can send them an invite. Yes, you can send them an invite in the email. All you have to do is put that is. Now, listen. Let me make this extremely clear. I own that domain name. Do not spam that domain name. That's under Kerry Miller's name. Okay? So I don't mind you sending them out. Just do not spam. Yes, I am going to have a teaser video on that splash page. Anybody else? Yeah, no spamming. I will be on your doorstep. Trust me. I know where you all live. All right, guys. Everybody have a great night, good evening, and I will see you tomorrow night. A lot of good things coming up tomorrow night. Don't miss it. We've got a lot of great stuff in the works.